July 16th, 2019 meeting of the Carlynton School District Board of Directors is called to order. Since Karen hasn't been here in such a long time, Karen, would you want to lead us in the pledge?
There's the flag in there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nikki, you're next. Secretary, please call the roll.
Director Frank?
Here.
Director O'Brien?
Here. Sorry.
Director Zaleski?
Here.
Director Simsek?
Here.
Director Mendoza? Here. Director Apple?
Here.
Director Hunter?
Here.
Director Russo?
Here.
Director Schreiber?
Here. There's a period of our meeting each week where we allow the public to comment on any agenda item. Does anyone in the public have any questions on agenda items tonight? Seeing no questions, we'll move on. Dr. DePiero, I see we have a presentation, a special presentation.
Yes, this presentation regards what I would call, if I may, a trend among some boards that they're trying to go to a paperless environment. And there is a software program out there called Board Docs that you'll be able to do everything online and even conduct your meetings with all this information online instead of having to use paper copies. And the idea is that it becomes more cost effective.
This call may be recorded for note-taking and coaching purposes.
Andrew?
We may need to call him on our phone.
Okay. Should I use a cell phone?
Do you mind?
Sure.
The number is 1-929.
Let me get my dialer up, sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, 929-436-2866. And the meeting ID?
Followed by pound.
Okay, it's 411-091-648.
His name's Andrew.
Yes.
Enter your participant ID, followed by pound. You are in the meeting now. There are 4 participants in the meeting.
Hello, Andrew.
This call may be recorded for note-taking and coaching purposes.
Hello, this is Andrew for Doc.
Hello.
Hi there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can. It sounds like you have you might have 2 things going, so you might want to mute one.
When
Okay.
I mute this, he can't hear us, so there's no microphone over here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is this a PC? Andrew, can you hear us? So this doesn't have a microphone, that's the issue.
Right.
So we have to shut this speaker off.
Okay.
I can no longer hear anything.
We're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
See if that
You
means.
still there, Andrew?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Still coming.
Yes,
through.
can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I can hear you quite clearly, yeah.
If you want to turn the speaker off. That.
I don't know which big it
Just
is.
unplug it.
Oh, it's still. I did them.
The little one on the bottom still.
There you
Okay, the light went up.
go. Okay.
Now.
Yeah,
Where's
Josh?
Where's Jonah? Where's Josh when you need him?
Come on, Josh.
We set this up earlier.
Can we mute this? Is there a, here.
You should be able to mute yourself.
Audio. Here. There we go. No, that's it. Okay, can you hear us now? Okay. Now, can we turn that back on? See if you can hear that. Can you hear us, Andy? Okay, we'll just use this.
I can't hear anything on your phone.
I can't.
I'm on your phone.
Jim, is yours on speaker?
Dennis, is that a mic?
That's probably a two.
Okay.
Andrew, we're trying to get our sound system figured out. I apologize.
We won't be doing any talking, he can present while we let.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
This presentation.
Some computer on.
But then there's no speaker for him to hear.
So Andrew, so this is, we're gonna do this, we're gonna put us on mute and just let you talk, and then if we have questions at the end, we'll try to mute one and then have questions. So we're gonna let you go. That mute on that remote works. Sounds good.
I think you might have to turn the volume
Okay.
back up around that you
Did we
have in your
turn it
hand.
down?
Yeah, they turned it down. It's going in your hand, I think you need to turn it up.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So I'm going to just jump into it as best I can. We did a demonstration with the admin team, what was it, about a month ago, almost exactly a month ago. And it sounded like there was some really good fits. Obviously there has to be some internal discussion to decide, what version of Word Docs is best, when do you want to get it up and running, all that. But it seems like, and it does seem like there's a lot for our Pennsylvania districts, is that it seems like it kind of hits me on the head. And we work with a ton of districts in the Pittsburgh area, North Allegheny, North Hills School District is one, Pine Richland, which I think there's Quaker Valley, I can't remember, there's a few others, right? So Penn Trafford is one that just comes to mind because they signed up a couple weeks ago, right? So there's a ton of districts in Pennsylvania. We work with over 3,000 districts nationwide, and I'll show you why. So essentially what Word Docs is, high level, it is a centralized location for all of your board materials, right? All of your agendas, all of your policies, everything related to the board can be located in Word Docs. It's basically a one-stop shop for everything board related. And I think the real value, aside from making it a little more transparent for the public and making it easier for the board to consume everything, on the flip side of it, I think the real value is in streamlining the administrative work, right? I think sometimes again, everyone's different. Some board has a better pulse on this than others, and some administrative teams are struggling more or less, right? So the whole process of getting everything together and making sure everything's correct at the right time, it does take time, right? And it's oftentimes tedious. So Word Docs streamlines that process throughout. And there's a lot of different things on the administrative side I won't show the board tonight, but I think it is important to know that there is a lot of administrative benefits to Word Docs, not just in the sense of how the board or the public consumes everything. All right. So that's my high-level pitch. If there's any questions about that, now's your time. All right. So you'll have your own URL. It will be specific for Carlynton. And all of this to the left is customizable, right? So this right now I'm showing you a district called Upper Canada. Really good for Franklin Regional is a district in your area that I brought up to show you as well. But I like to show Upper Canada because we do a little bit of everything. So this is all customizable. It can be whatever picture you want, whatever welcome message. And then you're on your home page, or we're on the home page right now, and that's your featured page. And so what you do is you feature certain things from the site that are most relevant, right? If there was an upcoming meeting, I know they have off in July, so they don't have a meeting this month. You can see featured documents, featured policies. They're actually tracking board goals, so they have that featured as well. But if you did have a meeting, that would be the first thing you see. It would be front and center, say your upcoming meeting or meeting maybe that just passed, could be right here on the home page. And all of this, they're all links to different parts parts of the site. So I can click into my policies, I can click into my library section with these two. And if there was a featured meeting, I could click right into it. But I'll click over to the Meetings tab, because this is where you're going to house all of your agendas and everything for each meeting. So their last meeting was June 19th. But I'm going to go back a little bit farther. Let's just go back to the first, here, February 9th, or February 6th. When I click on the meeting, you can see here's all of the, what's the date, what was the location and time. See if I can find another one. There we go. That was a special board meeting. So you can do the agenda. You can still print the agenda. So if any of you are still, really want a paper copy in front of you, you can still do that. The idea is to go completely paperless. That's where you're going to save the district the most money. Is you don't have to do that, but you can still print. Your minutes would be right here as well. And so you can keep them here or in what we call our library section. But you can keep your minutes right here as well. And then if you were video recording your meetings, and I cannot remember if you guys were doing that or not. I think sometimes you did. I don't remember. But you can also keep your videos here as well. So I'll click on this first. Whether it's YouTube, Vimeo, or a company called Swagit, those are the three that we work with. Vimeo and YouTube are just simple, video data centers essentially. Swagit is where they'll actually they have a service involved with video streaming and indexing and all that. But they use YouTube because it's free, and YouTube, they put the link right here, and then down below is their agenda. And what's really neat about this is if I just wanted to watch this one part of the meeting, I can click on that, and it will bring me to that exact part. You see it's 23 minutes. You can see it brings me right there. So you can index the meeting so that you can watch just a specific part. So historic data-wise, it's a really nice way to be able to find exactly what you're looking for really easily. They have the minutes here as well. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, can I quickly pause and question? Is any of that public facing, or is that just internal to the board?
Yeah, good question. I'm sorry, I was not clear on that. All of this right now is public facing. Everything we're looking at is for the public. Now, when I log in, you'll see that there's places that you can keep things hidden or private, but Board Doc is a public facing site. So whoever has your link and wherever you post it on your website, they can have access to all of it.
Andrew, how about our executive sessions?
Is that okay?
Just jump right in. What did you say?
The executive sessions would not be available to the public, but would they be? Good question.
Would there be I guess the question would be, is there a separate section for executive sessions which wouldn't be part of the public facing site?
Oh, I'm so sorry. That sounded really far away. I couldn't really hear your question.
So I guess the question was, we have executive sessions. Would that be available to be kept on Board Docs, but not part of the public facing site?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely it would be. So I'll get right over that and get over to the agenda. But yes, you have private sections, and you'll see when you log in as a board member, you'll have different views as well. So there's a few other things that you can do that would not be public facing, right? You could even keep meetings completely private. Like you could make a meeting and keep it completely private if you wanted to. But most of the time, most of your meetings will be public. In terms of an executive session, you can absolutely do that. So yeah.
Joe, do you want us to hear?
Yeah, I was going to ask, as far as the indexing of the videos go, how does that work? Is that something that we would have to do ourselves, or is that kind of, I don't know, is it automated somehow?
Yeah, good question. So if you're using this tool, it is manual, right? So you'll just put in the times there. There is another way to do it, but I'll show you. Actually, it's really an administrative tool for the minutes, and you can go through and timestamp in there, and then you just copy it over, and it would be a lot easier. Either way, it doesn't take, in this sense, if you go through, it takes 10 minutes to go through and click on the each. It doesn't have to be exact seconds down to the second, but you would do that manually in this case. Yeah.
If any board member wants to ask a question, just grab my phone and mute it and raise your hand.
The transition to minutes, just because I just mentioned it, they are using the minutes tool in Board Docs. There's different levels of service, and I'll talk about that at the end. But they're using the Pro Minutes where they can actually do their minutes in real time, and then it really does streamline the whole process, because when you're at a meeting, you're able to go through and take your notes and do everything, and then it pulls all into your agenda, so you can see everything here, all the motions are here and all that, right? So I won't go too deep into the administrative side of that, but I'll show you a little bit more about how that works. Like I said, you can still print. So when you do click print, you can print a simple agenda, which is just going to be the line items. And then you can print a detailed agenda, which is going to be all the content as well. And you can also print just one specific agenda item. So you have a couple options there.
Andrew, quick question. Where does all of that detail come from? So we generate agendas, and then we have sometimes 5 or sometimes 10 supporting documents that are attachments or addendum material. How does that get organized and placed on the site?
Yeah, great question. So that transitions me perfectly to viewing the agenda. So when we go to view the agenda, you're now, if you notice, we got pulled into another tab here, into the agenda tab. When we're in the meetings tab, that's where you'll view all these options. When you click on the agenda, you're brought into that tab. So my agenda stays here on the left, and all of my content will be here in the middle, right? So let me scroll down and find one. There should be one with an attachment. Here we go. So you see that little piece of paper icon? That indicates there's an attachment here. Right, so when I click on an item, my agenda stays here, which is nice, so you know where you're at in the agenda, even if you're clicking through. But at the top of any agenda item will be the details, right? What meeting are you in? What category? What's the subject of this item? What's the type of item? Is it an action? Is it a presentation? Whatever it may be. If you're using, and I'll get to this, the library section, the goal tracking, if you're tracking strategic plans, or in Pennsylvania there's the comprehensive plan, or if there's board goals, you can track that here. I'll get to that in a second. But then here's all the content, right? So you can either build out the agenda items right here in Board Docs and put them right here, or if you wanted to just leave that blank and put an attachment, or maybe a combination of the two, you can do that. So you can attach as many things as you'd like. It looks like this is a PowerPoint maybe, that was converted to a PDF, yep. So you can put anything from a PowerPoint, a Word document, PDF, audio, video files, whatever you'd like to attach. Anything like Excel or Word or even a PDF, that would all be searchable. So the big part of our site is searchability. But before I get to that, I just want to make sure I'm clear on what an agenda kind of looks like. And you see this piece of paper icon indicates this as an attachment. So I just want to make sure this looks, presentable, or that you can understand how this would be moving forward if you were to use Board Docs.
Any questions on that?
I will take the silence as a positive.
Yep.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, perfect. So the agenda will be on the left. You build out the agenda, and that's, I won't show you how you build it. That's really the administrative work, but it's a lot easier. Let's just say that. And then the searchability is one thing I really want to show the board, is that you can search at the top of an agenda. So if you know there's something going on in this agenda that you need to find, but you don't know exactly where it is, you can search it. And all of your attachments will be searchable as well. You could also search at the top of all of your meetings. So if you don't know what meeting it's in, but you know it's a meeting, you could go through and search here. The best practice, and what I recommend everyone do when looking to search, is to use this magnifying glass right here at the top. When I click on that, you'll see I am now able to search my meetings, my policies, my library section, my minutes, and even my attachments. And this is, again, public facing. When you log in, there's going to be an extra added benefit, what we call meta search. And you technically have this now with the policy tool, but this searches all of our clients' public information. So if you want to see if another district is, has a drone policy, or if you want to see if another district has bought 3,000 Chromebooks, or whatever you're looking to search for, you can use meta search to search all. We have over 3,000 subscribers now, and you can search all of their public information. And that's only if you log in. But if you're not logged in, you can come in here and search, say, lunch, should be dinner at this point, it's 7:30, but there's 118 matches. If I say, okay, I just want a lunch policy or something that has to do with lunch that I know is in policies, I could click all of them off, and now I'm just searching my policies for that term. And just so you know, when we set up the training, if you do decide to go this direction, there's a lot more to search than just one term. You can do some advanced searching, some searching for variants, and we'll train you on all that. But just for the sake of a demonstration, just know you can search through your entire site with relative ease, and that's a huge draw to board docs, at least from what I've heard, and the districts that have moved to the full board doc site, is being able to have all of your agendas and policies and everything in one place, and then be able to search it with a snap. That's a big ticket item there. So the one thing I want to show you on the public-facing side again, before we log in, I'll show you some of the things that you'll see internally, is this library section. So to be very clear, the library section is only in the pro version. It's not in LT. LT is our light version. We developed that a few years ago for some of the districts that didn't need all of the pro functionality. You know, you can decide what is best for you all, but the library section is a big part of that. When I say one-stop shop, this is kind of what I mean. So there's a few parts to the library section, and we're in the general library section right now. So you can see there's some featured items, right? They have their event schedule, they have their meeting dates, they have, I love this, they have a professional development program, right? So if a new board member comes on and they need to learn the tools of the trade, if you will, you can have a section for all of that. Now, there's a little more intensity maybe than others, but there's that. But here you go, there's a how to search board docs, right? I was talking about searching for variants or advanced searching. They put some financial statements and budget documents. Now, that's just what's featured. You can have as many things in here as you like. It's completely unlimited. So if you have Friday notes, or you have a message from the superintendent, or something along those lines, anything in the library section, just like anything you put in the meetings or anywhere on your site, essentially, it can be public or private. So maybe this budget document, maybe you want to have past budget documents here, for the upcoming budget documents you don't want the public to have access to, you just want the board to have access to. You can do that. And so when I log in, you'll see how you do that. But in terms of just, again, for demo purposes, just know that the library section can house any number of things. It's completely unlimited, and anything can be public or private. So it can be just for the board, it can be for the full district, it can be for everyone in the public. After the general library section, there's an events tab. And so an events tab, just to be completely candid, some districts just put a link to their events calendar, others will fill this out completely. But you can see they put like the elections from the previous year and year. They had at some point a board retreat, I remember seeing, things like that. There's also a board members page. So this would just be probably something on your website already, but a little summary of each one of your board members, some contact information. They put their Facebook and Twitter here, and what schools they represent. Again, just to be very clear, say maybe we're not as nice as Upper Canada. We don't want to give our cell phone numbers out to the public. So you don't have to do that. You can put the cell phone numbers in what we call executive content, so that only the board members can share cell phones, whereas the public would not have that. But then the last part, and this is the big part of the library section, this is the one that I see, draw a lot of interest, is the ability to track goals, or the strategic goals section. So they have some featured goals here. They put their strategic plan in here for 2017 to 2019. They did a policy review. They even track promotion items. But what you can do here is I'll bring up the plan. They broke up the plan into different sections, right? And then here's all the content. Here's what this goal is looking to complete. And what Board Docs does that I think is so valuable is this progress report. It builds a progress report for you. So every time you discuss this accountability framework on an agenda item, you can tag it, and then you can see every time this item was discussed, and you can click on it, you see each date, you can click on which item it is, and then you can see if it was an action and what was the result of it. And so think might be really helpful, both for the public in terms of transparency, but also internally as a sense of accountability, to know exactly where you're at, to be able to see a little more transparency into what you're doing, and have some more visibility that way.
This library that he's talking about is.
Are there any questions about the library section, the book tracking, anything that's housed
You
in
don't
that
get
section?
the light package.
Yes, just give us a second, we're gonna ask a question or two.
Okay.
So go ahead, I didn't mean to.
It was just comment. Go ahead.
While we're paused, any other?
Well, Michelle was saying that the library section is only the full version, not the
I think it's
library.
10 grand versus 2 grand.
So what's the definition for
Yeah, I mean, how functional would it be for us to not have the library?
I have a question too, Jim, if you just want to pose it.
What do you want to?
Just, what I want to know is if you're trying to post something, are there any safeguards to keep you from posting something accidentally and making it public when you don't want to?
So Andrew, we have a question from the group. We can see how powerful the tool would be. We can also see how you can actually get yourself into trouble. Have there been districts who have accidentally posted confidential, sensitive materials, personnel, disciplinary issues, whatever, into the public domain accidentally? And what kind of safeguards does the tool have, either the light version or the pro version, to prevent that sort of thing?
Great question. So let me pull up the site that I have. I'm already logged in. And so because it's going to look very similar from public facing to internal, it is important that the training is a big part of feeling comfortable about where you post things and all that. But it's very clear, I think. And we haven't, I don't know if we've ever had that. I haven't heard of anyone getting in trouble that way. Or posting something sensitive in the public facing side. But when you look at the item, I'm going to come to this meeting right here. It's going to go random item. I'm going to log in. Let me log in first. Once I log in, you'll see that it's a little bit different of a look and feel when you're looking at an agenda item. So if I click on this July board meeting, I come and view the agenda. If I click on any of these items, you see right away, instead of just seeing the content, which we saw when we were public facing, there's different content levels. Right? So there's an executive content level, which would be just for the board and whether it would be, determined as an executive, maybe superintendent, what have you. Then there's an administrative level, which would be the board could see it, but also all the admin, the public could not. And then lastly is the public content, which is what we were just looking at, and that will be seen by everyone. So because of this, I come and edit this item, and I don't want to go too much into how to create stuff, but there are these different content levels and attachments, where you put your attachments. So if there's something that you know is confidential, you would want to make sure you put that in executive content or executive file. And then when you're thinking about maybe other people submitting, there are safeguards in terms of we have a tool of workflow. This is a pro functionality. So if I'm in the HR department, I need to send something that is sensitive to the board, and I can create it directly in Word docs, but then it will go through an approval process. So those approvers will know, okay, they accidentally put this in public content, it needs to be moved to executive content. So in that sense, there are safeguards. Aside from that, it's just the ability to know what content level you're in. So you can see here, you can turn off one of these levels if you just want public and executive, you can do that as well. But you can see here very clearly the different levels of content that is either text, pictures, attachment, whatever it is, where they would be. So.
Andrew, our Michelle, who organized this, had just pointed out that there are, I think, two different packages. There's a light package and a pro package, and the prices are different. Can you help illustrate for us what the maybe high-level breakdown is between the two packages and what functionality is available within each?
Absolutely, yes, of course. So LP is a light version. You're going to get your meetings. You're going to be able to put all your meetings in here. You have an area for minutes, so you have this minutes editor, and you'll be able to do that with your policy. So it's essentially taking what you have now with the policy tools and then adding your ability to add meetings. So started submitting, instead of sending an email to Michelle or putting it on her desk, they can submit it through Board Docs, and then there's a lot of visibility into there. There's some collaboration tools in there. I won't show you exactly how it works, because it takes a little while, but that tool is also very important. There's also an advanced minutes tool, and this is something I do want to show you. It's called this meeting control panel. So this is a part of Pro, and it's not a part of LT. And what it does is you'll be able to use this during the meeting to record notes, to take notes, to essentially run the meeting, and then it pulls all of that data into your minutes. So it essentially does the minutes for you, and then you just have to go through and format them. But another thing that's why I want to show you the meeting control panel. So as a board member, you wouldn't see this page, right? You wouldn't see this meeting control panel. This would be whoever's at the meeting running it, or whoever takes the minutes at the meeting would use this tool to start your meeting. It's going to take roll, and you can take roll right away. Then as you click through this item, this agenda hasn't really been fully built, but you take your comments here, right? So any notes that you might be writing down, you write. The reason I want to show you this is when you get to an action item, there's a motion tab. And in this motion, they would say, okay, who brought this motion? Who seconded the motion? And they could take their vote. And forgive me, I'm a Philadelphia guy, born and raised, so I do have, my board members are all Philadelphia people. I don't have, and that's on purpose.
We have to end this call right now, I'm sorry. We need Pirates names up there, not Philly.
Maybe Roberto Clemente, that's the only one I like.
Perfect.
Or McCutcheon. But anyway,
serious question, if I could interrupt just for a second. One of the board members was asking, so the districts that have the light version, do districts typically start with the light version as a way to sort of get their feet wet and use some of the main functions of the system and then eventually migrate to the pro version over time?
Yeah, that's a great, it's different for everyone, but yes, I've seen that a lot of times, right? So if you, really what I see is if someone says, we need this minute tool, or we need, there's a big push to have the goal tracking in the library section. There's generally one or two things that say, yeah, this is what we really want to start with this, and that's why people will start with Pro. But completely candidly, districts will start with LT and upgrade to Pro all the time. Most of our districts use Pro. And that's because it's just a better solution. It gives you more functionality. But you can absolutely start with LT and then say, if you use that for 6 months, a year, 2 years, what have you, and say, we're ready for Pro. We've found that we have a higher retention rate. Now, either way, it's 98% and above, which is really great. But we have a higher retention rate for those that start with Pro because it's kind of a more processes. So that's what happens. They say, well, it's not just keeping our agendas online, but it's also streamlining next time. Either way, it's up to you. However you want to start, you have that ability to upgrade or downgrade if you need to. So just to finish really quickly with this meeting, yeah, of course. Just to really quickly finish with this, and why I wanted to show this, is that you would say, okay, you brought it, and then there's a few options here. You can mark it anonymously, you can go through and mark individually, but for the board, you can actually use this button right here to online voting, and there would normally be something here, again, I have to fill this agenda out that well. But you can actually open online voting. So again, this is how the clerk would see it, but if I'm a board member, I would be here viewing my agenda, and I would get a pop-up right in the middle of my screen that says, hey, we're voting on 5-2 approval to hire, and then I can go and vote. So you could actually, through board this meeting control panel, you can vote through your computer. Now again, you do not have to do that. You can use this tool with turning this button off. You don't ever have to use online voting. I've seen a wide variety of people that said, never do that, and we do it immediately. For whatever reason, they love the idea of voting through their computer. So you can do that for each item. You go through with the consent items, you can do it. There's a lot more that goes into this tool that I won't show. But when you finish with all of that, well, let me say actually one thing before I go away from this. We have the scoreboard function. So if you were voting online, or if you don't want to print to the public anymore, you can project this on the big screen, and it's going to follow you through this meeting control panel. So this meeting control panel will be used you saw to change the vote and the motion, right? So if I click down to this item now, it's going to move down to that item. So it's essentially your agenda in your motion, right? And so that's all during the meeting. When you're finished with everything, or when the clerk is finished with everything, the meeting's over, you exit out of that meeting control panel. And then when you come into the minutes editor, and here's what's different between LT and Pro. In LT, you have an area for minutes. You can load your agenda in here, and you can do your minutes in here. In Pro, though, now you can load your minutes from the control panel. So I didn't really take many notes. But if I had, you can see my roll call would be here. That one vote that we did take was here. Any notes that I had written down would be here as well. So you can load in everything that happened at the meeting, which is a huge, I think, benefit in terms of time savings for the minutes. So that's a big part of Pro that's not a part of LT. So Pro, you get that minutes tool, you get the workflow functionality, which streamlines the agenda creation. And I think, Michelle, I can't remember if that was something that you guys wanted to do or not. I think you mentioned people submit reports, but I can't recall. It was a month ago. You get the library section, and then the last thing you get with Pro that affects the board is this ability to take notes or to annotate items. So the Pro function is not an LT, and from what I've heard, and what districts tell me, is that it makes it a little bit easier to transition from paper to this, right? Because with a paper packet, you can mark it up, you can say, make your own private notes. This is that same thing, but now virtually, right? So if I say, I want to bring this up at the meeting, you can talk, bring this up, and I save it. Now it's going to come up as orange with an ellipsis right in the middle there, indicating that I have notes. So these are private, individual notes for each board member to be able to, read through the agenda the night before or the week before, whenever you decide to take your notes, and then when you're at the meeting and you're scrolling through, you can say, okay, do I have notes on this item? No. Here we go, I have something. What's this? Section 4 was it? Revision. Or, whatever it is, and it tells you exactly when you took the note. So there's a few other little things with Pro, like email notifications. That's a part of Pro, that's not a part of LT. But, in essence, with Board Docs, you will get the ability to add all your agendas there, right? That's the most districts, that's what they're here for, is to get your agenda. You will have your agendas online, you have all your policies in the same place, so always searchable. In Pro, you'll have all of that. You also have the ability to track folders, keep an unlimited document storage section in the library, be able to use this, what we call workflow, where people can approve items and collaborate on creating the agenda, and then that last part is the annotations and then the minutes as well. So those are the big differences. Any questions about that?
Jim, I have a question.
Yes.
Yes.
Andrew, my question would be, what is going to be the clerical burden on us to take the light system?
Yeah, that's a good question. So either way, it should, again, from the experience that I've had over the past 4 years, when you implement Board Docs, once it's implemented, and that training process is on us, and we have a really great training team that I can talk about in a second here, but in terms of clerical work, it's going to cut down the time it takes for Michelle and for the whole administrative team to get everything done. What we see is that Pro does it streamlines a couple more processes, like the submitting process, like the minutes. But either way, you're going to save hours of time setting everything up, right? Just quickly to show you one little thing. When I do the agenda, and I'll go to draft meetings. Most of the work's done in draft. Again, I don't show board members this because you generally not have to be here. But even if I decide, this June budget report's actually going to be down here, you drag and drop it in the degree numbers for you, right? You can move things like this, right? Just little tools like that save a lot of time when you're considering how much work it actually, how many minutes, how many hours it takes to create things on a Word document, opposed to the way we set it up here in Word docs. So on that end, it will save time no matter what version.
So Andrew, if we currently create most of our documents in Word or Excel, would the administration going forward probably create the agenda, at least in the tool itself, and then any other external documents will be just added to that as attachments?
Yeah, precisely. And this is why I want to talk to our training, because it's really important that that goes well. So we've been around since 2001. We've kind of really excelled at training. Our support team is a huge reason why we have such a high retention rate. But say you sign up for board docs today. You sign up for board docs, you decide you're going to help you or whatever you decide. You have unlimited virtual training. So we'll set up an admin training. We'll set up a training just for Michelle. We'll set up a training just for the board. So we make sure you feel comfortable using board docs in the sense of knowing where to click and knowing what you need, what's expected out of you. And then going forward, if you get a new clerk or if you get a new board member or whatever it is, we will do another training for them as well, completely free of charge. So we have this limited virtual training, something similar to this, but also we have a team that you can call anytime. It's legitimately 24/7. And they pick up. I think we answer 98.8% of the time or something like that. And we fix the problem 87% of the time or 86% of the time. I don't know the exact statistics, but we have statistics on it. Where these people are former admins, former board members. They understand the day in the life. So if there is an issue, you can call our support team anytime and they can fix it. So from the beginning, when you sign on, all the virtual trainings that you can sign up for, it's personal, it's individual, it can be for one person or a group. To 6 months, a year down the road, if there's something you forget, you can always pick up the phone and call. So in that sense, and why I wanted to allude to that, is that it's really important to know that we take it very seriously because obviously we want to keep you as clients to make sure you feel comfortable using the system, no matter if you're a board member or an admin or superintendent, whatever happens.
Okay, thank you. If you can pause, I'm going to ask the board for a couple questions. Along briefly. I have a couple questions about security, but before I went into the whole other conversation, did anybody have questions about functionality or?
I just, because he's talking about training, and part of the appeal of this, I think, is, Hi, Andrew. So part of the appeal is the transparency and the public-facing aspect of it. And to me, I think would be a great benefit for our community that they would have access to documents that are searchable and all that sort of thing. So you're talking about training for the board and for the administration and all that, but what kind of what's available for the public so that they're learning how to use this tool?
In the public per se, right? What I think is really nice, and I'll just give you an example from Upper Canada, is they put in their library section, where is it in here? Is Upper Canada? Yeah, no, in the gold section. What they did is they put something like this: how to watch the videos in board docs, how to search board docs, things that you would learn in training. They put it right there in front of the public as well, right? So. One, I think the site is pretty easily navigable. Two, our support team is open. If you were to give them, if there was a member of the public to call, they would help them. Now, it's not necessarily for them, but I have heard of someone saying, I can't find this. I'm calling our support team. If you go to boarddocs.com, they're frustrated. They can call our support team as well. So there's not a necessarily, we don't set up a training for the public. This has been something that almost across the board is more user-friendly than posting a PDF or put somewhere on the website. It's generally very easy for the members of the public to be able to figure it out. You could always have a session yourself where, either a member of our team is there or have a video about how to navigate board docs. There's a bunch of ways to address that, but from what I've heard and what I've experienced, it generally is not. There's not much on the back of anybody in terms of having to just understand the public-facing side. Because when you set it up in what I would say the proper way, there's not really an official proper way, but if you feature the right things, I come to your board doc site, if you're on the website, I click the link, the first thing I see here is that upcoming meeting. Or if there is a how to search something, you can feature certain things that only the public sees, right? So you can feature things for the public to navigate them to exactly what they're generally looking for. Very
Yes, thank you. And any other board members you have questions? Any? No? Okay. So Andrew, could you describe what's the range of approaches that districts take as far as the board members and the administration using devices to access this? I'm assuming it's a web application. Do they use tablets? Do they use laptops? Do they use smartphones? And are they typically personal devices, or are they school-provided devices that stay in the school, and are there privacy concerns or security concerns about all of those options?
Great question. Great question. That's really important. So I don't always touch on security because it's never top of mind, but security is hugely important to board docs. So first I'll say this. Before I dive deep into security, I want to say that it is web-based, right? So it's a URL. It can be viewed on anything, right? So we are coming out with an app, and you'll see that upcoming. You'll have an ability to download an app. But even if you just have your iPhone, I want to show you this. So this would be, so what I'll say is most districts will use Chromebooks or computers. Whether they use their personal or school-given device is really up to the individual. I have seen a lot of districts say, okay, we're going to buy Chromebooks for the board, and then we're going to leave them at the district, like that's what you said, that it is, they have the same, everyone's using the same thing. But if I was to use my phone, right, let's just make this look like maybe a phone would, this is going to collapse on itself, right? So it is navigable by phone, and you could go through, and then it's like an iPad, it would be two columns, right? Whereas what we were looking at was three, right? So it's really up to you what you use it on. It is a device agnostic, if you will, and we are coming out with an app. But as of now, it can be anything. It's really up to you. I have seen a lot of districts have success with buying Chromebooks for the board because one is relatively inexpensive. They all have the same device. They're all looking at the same one. Now, the big thing is security. So you may not know, Board Docs was acquired by a company called Diligent about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago now. And Diligent works with banks, Fortune 500 companies, higher education, investment firms, like a lot of organizations of security. Nothing is public, right? Because everything is public facing, or not everything, most things in the school district are public facing. I don't hear the concern of security as much as what you do with the Diligent part. That being said, we're on the same servers as them. We've never been hacked ever, and we spend a ton of money ensuring that all of our data is encrypted and secured. I can send you our security one-sheeter. I am not the most tech-savvy security nerd that there is at our company, but I do understand that when you put something in an executive content, you need to make sure that no one else can see that and no one has access. A quick anecdote, there was a district, I believe it was in Florida, I know it was in South somewhere, that was hacked, and their district website was hacked. The only thing that the hacker could not get into was Board Docs, which, obviously I'm not happy that happened, but it does put a little hair on my chest knowing that our site is not easily penetrable, and it never has been, and I'm confident to say that we're not, right? So, Board Docs takes security extremely seriously, and we can talk more to that if you have any specific questions or technical questions, but that's high on our list in terms of what we prioritize.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, board? No? Joe? Michelle? Chris, you good? Andrew, I think we're good for now. Everybody appreciates the information. I assume we'll have some offline discussions, and Michelle or Dr. Perry will get back to you. But thank you for the presentation.
Awesome, absolutely. And I will follow up with Michelle maybe sometime next week just to check in and see how everything went. But again, if there's any questions, Michelle has my email on my phone, my direct line, so feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email if there's anything that we missed. One question I do have, and you might not have an answer to it, but if you had a timeline, or if you decide you do want to do this, when would you want to be up and running? Would you have an idea of when you want some sort of system to be in place?
I don't think we have a timeline established, so we'll discuss, and Michelle or Dr. DePiero can get back to you on that.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thanks again, everyone. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful evening. And again, I'm always available for any extra questions that I might have missed today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We navigated that. Michelle, that was helpful. Thank you for setting that up.
Thanks for taking
Yeah, sure. Wasn't the smoothest, but you got it. Got the job. Lan, you got some of that, Leanne?
Yes.
Okay. So if everyone's good, we'll jump back into the meeting. Anything else, Dr. DePiero, should we jump in?
No, I think we're at the approval of the minutes.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the June 25th, 2019 regular voting meeting. So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Abstain?
We have one abstention
Yes.
because you were not at the meeting last month?
Correct.
All right. I'll report that we had an executive session prior to this meeting where we discussed real estate and personnel matters. And I'll turn to Dr. DePiero for administrative reports.
Just very briefly, we will have our voting administrators making a presentation next month about their preparations for the opening of the school. I have been meeting with the board and discussing the superintendent search, and we are moving forward on that. We have established a timeline. We're in the process of finalizing all that. Will be posted on our website for all to see. And also, unless, Chris, you have anything that you want to update us on?
I'll just go real quick. Everybody knows we're going through the state audit at the moment, so we're in the middle of that process, and which is standard. It's a rotation. And then just a quick budget update. Right now, out of our revenue, $28,097,422. We have in 26 million, this is for the 18-19, $26,608, or $26,608,028. There are some accruals that come monies we haven't gotten from the state yet for some of these, which, big bucket of that, $1 million is in subsidies for state paid benefits, which is the retirement and the Social Security. So that's a big portion of that number. And then some other reports made by myself and the auditors when the audit's going through. Currently, expense-wise, out of the budget at $28.4 million. We have about $26.274 million in actual expenses recorded right now. About 1.7 is payroll. That will go to the final 3 payrolls with payroll and not benefits, but payroll taxes and fees. So that's just a brief update. I think there's a good opportunity we're going to end up right around what we budgeted for that $307,000 or $317,000 deficit this year. We should be in the ballpark of that.
Do you know when the state, do you expect the state's
The wrap up.
revenues? Yeah.
Or the state revenues. Well, the cash will continue to come in, and some of that will come in the following year, earmark 18-19. So there's always a little bit of a delay, and as I learned last year as we went through the audit, the accrual is going to account for quite a bit of a bump up because we were looking at a $500,000 deficit, and then once all the accruals are coming in by the auditors, we end up at $127,000 positive.
Is that through September that continues to trickle in both expenses
Well,
and?
The expenses we want to cut off in August before the auditors come in and do theirs. And it's not necessarily expenses we're incurring, it's just bills from the previous year. So we have a majority in that end, but it just a little bit trickles in. So we're in that odd phase where we're recording bills for 1920 and 1819. And then, as I said, it's just a matter of when the state releases some of that final funding.
So you have a pretty good idea by our August meeting then?
Yeah, I believe so.
A couple of questions.
Sure.
The state audit is for what period? Is it 3
That
years?
is for the previous 5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
My recollection is that depending on the district's previous audits, there are different levels of scrutiny that the district will be subject to.
Correct.
What level of scrutiny are we being subject to?
Well, it depends on their focus areas. You know, one of the areas they're very focused on right now is security. We have quite a bit of documentation. I will say the admin team has been doing a pretty good job on it. One of the areas they're also looking at is transportation to high level, where they look to put a lot. And I'll be honest, in some of this, with the level of turnover we've had over the past 3 years, because we went from one previous person, the next person was in for 2 years, and now it's in my office, so we're overseeing it. So we're trying to gather that documentation, and they really do a high-level look at the subsidy and all the numbers of kids we have going to charter schools, non-publics, and as I said, you know, we're learning some things through the process on our end too, is, you know, we're basing
I guess what I'm going is we've always had pretty good audits, not just from our own auditors, but from the state as well, as I recall.
Okay.
I guess I figured that's probably being recognized in this audit. They're not coming in here with a high level of concern or suspicion.
No, it's not a high level of concern or suspicion. It's a standard audit. It was our turns that comes in. There's nothing that red flagged us is why they're looking at it. Is that?
Yeah, so it's not the highest level of scrutiny because we have not triggered any concern for them to come in, which is a good thing. That's what I'm trying to stress here.
Right.
We're in good shape. We've done good stuff. The previous business managers have managed it very well. So I think it's something we should feel very comfortable with them being here.
Yes. There's always some things they'll go through and such and make sure as we continue to move through certain processes and learn certain things. And they'll give us recommendations I think will help us in the long run, because they've made a couple recommendations so far, and they'll help us better going into the future, because they've continued to change things with new people in their office too. Certain areas they look at.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Any other questions for Chris?
Okay, and continuing on, I've asked Ed Mantich, our Director of Curriculum, Instruction and Assessment, to make a brief presentation. We are excited to announce that this coming year, the Carlynton School District will have a Cyber Charter Academy, and I've also asked him to briefly comment on some of the university partnerships that we have. The district was motivated to engage in this Cyber Academy because it is 2019. There's talk that districts may be receiving additional monies from the state if they are able to open and operate a Cyber Academy. So we went from this just being an idea about 8 or 9 months ago, and through basically the work of Ed Mantich and Dr. Andler, they were able to make that dream a reality. So Ed, where are we with the Cyber Charter School Academy?
Oh, thank you, Dr. Imperial. Good evening, everybody. Like Dr. Imperial said, at the beginning of last school year, sometime around September and October, we began to float the idea of creating our own Cyber Charter Academy to provide an avenue for the students who are already outside of our school district to find a way to kind of back in. At that point in time, Dr. Andler and myself, we started to research some ideas, we started to take some meetings, we started going on some site visits, and we tried to start finding a way of making this kind of idea come to life. When we started this process, Dr. D'Impero was very clear in our objectives. He gave us 2 goals. Goal number 1 is he wanted us to create this Cyber Academy to begin at the start of the 1920 school year. And the second was, we were not allowed to have any financial expenditures and upfront investments whatsoever. So basically, we are starting a Cyber Charter Academy with no investment whatsoever. And today I'm here and pleased to announce that we are bringing the Carlynton Cyber Academy into reality. All right, currently we have 86 students that are sitting outside in cyber charter schools. And we have 3 students that are currently in alternative education placements. Of these 86 that are in outside cyber charter academies, 45 of them attend a cyber charter school. That is our target market. Those are the people we are targeting right now. On your places in front of you today, I put the marketing materials that we are using for this program. We have a threefold process. The first one was a direct mail campaign. And we took the 45 students, we directly mailed to the household, the letter that you have in front of you, and the flyer introducing the Cyber Academy and inviting them to a meeting that we're going to be holding next Wednesday, the 24th at 7 o'clock as an informational meeting. As a second part of our marketing campaign is we're going to make phone calls. Between now and the end of the week, we are going to contact all 45 households, and we're going to make sure that we invite them to the meeting, make sure they receive the information, welcome them back, and tell them that we are going to hold the meeting at 7 o'clock again at the junior senior high school auditorium. And then finally, the third process is that parental meeting that we're going to have, which they are going to receive the brochure that you have also sitting in front of you. And before I go any further, I'd like to thank Michelle Harmon for providing those documents. She did a wonderful job in putting those together. I could not have done anywhere near that kind of work in putting that kind of stuff together. So thank you very much for doing that. So again, there's a threefold campaign we're going to be putting on to try to attract these students back into our district. With our partnerships that we have, we are able to now offer these students about 90% of our current curriculum that we're teaching now in our own brick and mortar schools. We're presently finalizing the application process and the scheduling process. We should have that completed by the end of the week, and we'll be able to enroll our students by the end of the summer. Since we're not going to have any investment whatsoever involved in this particular process, we are going to be billed by a per student basis with our partners. Our regular ed students are going to cost us $4,250, where right now we are paying over $14,000 to send them to PA Cyber Charter. If we enroll 3 or more students, they will discount our per student rate to $3,570. So we're paying on a student. If we have no students, we don't cost us a dime. We get students, we pay the tuition on a per student basis. If we would be able to get special ed students back into our district under this program, we are going to be charged $7,000 per student to enroll in the Cyber Charter Academy through our partners. And the ones that are currently out there now getting special education services at PA Cyber Charter or in Gora or some of the other cyber charter schools, we are currently paying $27,900 to do so, to send them there. So again, if we enroll 3 or more students in this particular program, they will reduce the cost from $7,000 to $5,880 per student. So since there's no additional investment involved, our savings will come from the difference in the tuition payments we make out to the cyber charter schools and what we're going to have to pay to our partners to provide the services that we have here. So again, we're pleased to announce that we will be opening up that particular option, that particular academy, starting in August of this year. The next part of the idea that Dr. D'Imperio asked me to talk about is the other partnerships that we have at the junior senior high school. And a lot of it deals with a dual enrollment program that we have. A lot of people don't realize that we have a dual enrollment program. And they're familiar with the AP exams or the AP courses. They get college credit for passing the AP exam and the high school credit for taking the course in high school. We also partner with Duquesne University. We also partner with La Roche University, Robert Morris University, and the University of Pittsburgh, we also offer college and high school programs here in French, Spanish, chemistry, and statistics, where we also offer the students the ability to not only earn a high school credit for taking the courses here, but they also will receive college credit through those universities on a university transcript that they can transfer when they go to the university that they want to go to. So these are some of the ideas that I want to bring out today. Again, introducing the Cyber Charter Academy, and to, again, reminding everybody of the school partnerships that we do have available through these local universities. Sir.
The cooperation with Duquesne and Pitt and so forth, are we just talking about it, or is it available?
It's a reality. We've been doing it for a while. I'm just trying to bring it back out that we have these things going on.
That's great.
You know, the agreements are signed. We've been doing it for years. You know, so Duquesne does our French program. La Roche does our Spanish program. University of Pittsburgh does the statistics, and Robert Morris University does our college and high school chemistry. So students can leave Carlynton junior, senior high school and enroll in the university and be considered to be a second semester freshman when they first walk on campus.
So do they have to travel to the universities?
No, they're done right here. They're taught by our teachers.
George, my daughter is starting in the fall as a freshman, and she has 11 credits already done because of her work at Carlynton.
That's wonderful.
And that's $1,000 a credit. So it's substantial. Yeah.
So today's college tuition cost for a semester, you know, what the universities and our partnerships cost us is a fraction of what it would cost for tuition credits today in local universities. So we're happy to be able to do this for our students. It's something that I think we need to celebrate a lot more.
That's great. That's great. So you're saying that if all 45, it's not going to happen, that if all 45 leave the other side of the street and come to us, that's $450,000 plus that we save, right?
That would be tuition cost that will not go out to the cyber charter schools, because as you're aware, if they enroll in PA Cyber Charter or Angora, the money doesn't come here. It goes directly to them.
Yeah.
Okay? And we don't have any control of the cost. We have no control of what goes out. The money just goes. If they stay here, then we only send the $4,250 or the $5,800 that we have to our cyber charter partners, and then we keep the rest of the money in-house.
I do have a suggestion for the letter.
Yes.
So that parents and kids don't think that we're winging this and it's going to be an experiment, shouldn't we say something that we're basing this on Seneca Valley's model in the letter?
Well, the Seneca Valley is our partner.
Okay.
Okay, but the academy is ours.
Okay.
So everything we market is going to be Carlynton.
But they will know that we're not reinventing the wheel.
No, when we talk about the meeting, we talk with the parents, and even you see in the brochure, when you read the brochure, or even the flyer that we go out there, we talk about the years of experience that they have in cyber charter. Okay, their experience is our experience. We're partnering with them, so we're going to market ourselves in that particular manner. So they're going to have highly qualified teachers on the other end that have, you know, decades of experience in cyber charter schools. You know, we're just taking advantage of that. Our program is their program. We're a partner. We're one and the same.
So, Seneca Valley takes care of all the logistical things. Like, I know, well, I believe that PA Cyber Charter will provide a computer to a child, internet access or something like that. So Seneca's going to take care of that?
We will take care of things like that. We will enroll our students here as if they were a normal student. Our guidance office will enroll them. They have an electronic registration process. I have a paper copy in my folder. It will be online for us to do so. When the student fills out the application, it'll be an electronic application to us, and we will actually be able to click on the courses like we have a paper registration for all of our students who came through Carlynton, where they come home and you circle the classes that they want, and they go into the system, and we register in that way. This is electronic. When they'll click on what they want, they'll go to our partner, and our partner will set up their schedule, and then the online will take care of it from there.
Sure.
What we will do is provide a computer if they need one.
Okay. That's
And we will also provide internet access if they would need one.
So, I don't know what that that kid, or what that might cost, but it's pretty negligible.
Yeah, when you talk about a computer these days, you know, if we can probably get about
$800.
yeah, something like that, your internet access. If we get that student and we're paying, you know, 4250 as opposed to $14,000, you know, the cost of the computer and the internet would be negligible if we get to save that.
Even if that's $2,000.
No, I understand, yeah, I just didn't know.
But it's a good question.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I
so
would
that
say
kind of,
that's,
that kind of gets to other questions too, like, do we then provide tech support for these children?
It actually, all the tech support will run through them.
Okay.
Yeah, because all the platforms run through our partner, all the courses run through our partner. If the student would need to contact their teacher, they can contact them by phone and by email, you know, during the regular school day. You know, they have, it's a very nice
But
place.
just basic things like,
The router's not working.
yeah, you know, I think of, you know, like, an older relative, let's just put it that way, who wanted a computer in their house. I know just all the stuff that, just really basic stuff that we had to go through just to get them up to speed. Seneca takes care of that?
Yes, they'll take care of it.
Okay, great, thanks. Because I'd hate to see our already limited and busy tech team have to deal with that.
No, they won't be running it through our system at all.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, you know, web-based, and it
Yeah.
goes right through their service, their platforms.
so as you mentioned, there's some 40 some odd students currently going to other cyber charter schools, and that's your target.
That's my target market.
So to differentiate us from them, I see you have advantages listed in your brochure.
Yes.
The computer that you mentioned, making that available to students, you said if they need it.
If they need it.
Do you know what the other cyber schools do in terms of computers? Do they provide, if they need it, do they
If they
provide
need it-
computers to everybody?
If they need it, they would provide it. A lot of people, they have them at home and they like theirs, and,
Right.
you know, they don't have to do that. We've seen some that came computers in a box.
How is whether or not they need it decided? If someone just says, I want the computer, do we look at income or
On
anything?
the
or do we just-
application, one of the questions that's on the application that we have, like I said, I have a paper version of it. And when it goes operational, one of the questions on there is, you know, will you need a computer and will you need internet access?
Okay.
So,
I see that as a great selling point. I suggest maybe thinking about including it on your list of advantages, especially if that differentiates us somehow from the other cyber schools.
so, yeah, I mean, we have.
And even if somebody doesn't, even if we supply, as Joe was alluding to, if we end up supplying a computer to every student that signs up, I mean, we're still saving a lot of money. So, just a
That's
thought.
a- no,
I thought
great
I
idea.
just put it together.
Great idea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mark that down. But even though, like I said, in question number 24, it says you have a computer with high-speed internet access at home, and it's right part of the application process, so we'll know what the needs are. So, yes. Thank you.
I'm thinking of it in terms of a bribe.
They don't keep the computer though.
Anything to get them in there, even if, you know what I mean? Whatever it takes.
And we're also
I-
billing the fact that they, even if it's through a cyber connection, they're still connected to the school district and the community and so forth. Seneca Valley is doing these programs. They've grown and are so highly recognized. They're doing these programs with school districts now throughout the country. I mean, it's quite extensive.
And I think I spoke with their business manager and they had a representative come in to check out their cyber school because, you know, the pop it was getting.
And one of the things I like about our selling point with bringing it back into house is we get to offer the student now, they get to graduate with a Carlynton diploma. They get to walk through our graduation ceremony, not through PA Cyber or Angora.
So a student who's at Angora does not have the opportunity to have a Carlynton.
No, technically, they're not even our student. They've withdrawn from our school. They're going someplace else. All we do is pay the tuition.
That's strong.
Right, so we want to bring them back. We want them to participate in our activities. We want to make them a student. And again, an ancillary goal later on down the road is, let's take them out of the cyber program, let's put them back in our seats. Let's put them back with our teachers. Let's put them back in our community schools.
if I could take a different spin on David's point, I love your point on the laptop.
That's a great one.
Since Dr. Imperio has, and the administration team has done such a great job of being cost conscious and looking at finding lots of ways of making us more efficient, we wouldn't want to unduly use that approach on this program and try to save an $800 laptop to save money when it might be viewed as an incentive and somebody might really want to jump at it if they get a free laptop. So if I'm taking your point right, let's make sure that the team who's making these phone calls and interacting with our families recognizes that if there's a hint of an idea that somebody might want a laptop, that yeah, we're happy to get you a free laptop, especially if that closes the deal. So,
Frank, I mean, again, this is not anything other than an observation on my part. I'd be inclined to even just put it out there. And you got a laptop. You know, the internet access is another thing. If you have it already as a family, that's. But again, as a bride, it's something because I think we're going to have. I think it's going to be tough, as good as this is, from what I've seen, to get folks to come over. Just because my sense is people move into these programs, they're maybe situated in there already. You've done a great job of outlining a lot of advantages and reasons to come over, but in other districts I've been with, it's always been a real challenge to make it happen. I think you're doing a great job. If we're going to have success, I mean, this is really going to make it happen. But anything else is just my thought.
Whatever we can do to bring them back, we're going to.
Absolutely, I know you will. And I know you will. Yeah.
Plus kids that are going out, we can stop it.
And if two, then, although we're targeting those, in the event that say a student would become disgruntled and want to even go to cyber, we have something else to offer.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think Dr. Dupree also pressed upon, there is a bill someplace in Harrisburg, we don't know how much traction it has, but in the event that this bill would pass, it says that if we are holding our own cyber charter school, and a child chooses not to do our own, then we don't have to pay the tuition to go to another place. So we were actually ahead of the curve that this bill would go through. We are there.
That's reason enough to do it.
Yeah, so we want to make sure we're also ahead of the curve, but again, the goal was to do it with no investment whatsoever, which was the difficult part, that we managed to pull it off, and thanks again to Dr. Dupree for allowing us to go ahead and move forward.
I have another question. What if a parent decides to go back to Angora in September, but then in October, November, they want to come in? Do we get could they come back in, and do we get proratedly that tuition back?
Well, I'm glad my business manager's here because I believe that would be the case, but I'd rather defer to him with this because
they do an average. So when that child, they bill us monthly, they break it out into the 12 payments over the months, and at that point, say they base on how many days that child attended the school. So they work it out. So if that student left in, say, December, they try to bill us out a month or two in advance, which I usually don't pay out a month or two in advance, and I try to base it on the days. So if there is a discrepancy, say that kid, it would be 100 divided by 180 if they were there 100 days. So either we don't pay it at that point, or we would have a little give back once it's all worked out, because each charter school does a reconciliation at the end of the year, but the tuition is based on, say, our $27,900 for special ed, but it's taken by the number of days, that percentage of days they went to that school over whatever they're in 180. Like last year,
So you've really researched this?
We've done, Dr. Hanna and I did a lot of research. We went to a lot of places, we did a lot of site visits, we talked to a lot of people. You know, we reached out to a lot of partnerships and see how we can pull this off. And, you know, we did a lot of legwork, and we think we have something that's viable and ready to go. And just to get on your question before, let's say, for example, our students decide that they're in our cyber charter school and they want to go back in a brick and mortar school. Well, our partner, our cyber partner, has also aligned these courses that they're taking online to our curriculum here at Carlynton. So if a kid would leave the cyber charter school and walk into one of our brick and mortar schools, they're not going to be as far behind as they would be if they walked in someplace else. So that's kind of
so it's a win-win for us, win-win for the parents and the kids.
It's a win-win for everybody. Yeah. And, you know, we're just hoping we have the ability to get some students to come in from the initial. It's not going to be easy because people are ingrained in where they are, but we have to start someplace. And this is where we're starting, and we're going to pound the pavement and do whatever we can to get it to move forward.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
And the more positive feedback we get on it, word of mouth will always help once we start getting some kids as well.
And that was a great presentation. Thanks for helping that as well, Chris.
One last quick comment. I love what you guys have done. I think it's fantastic. I like David's point again. As you guys do, say the first 10 families you contact, maybe pause and assess, okay, what kind of feedback have we gotten? Interest but yawn, not gonna do it, flat out no. And maybe you as a team can think, do you recalculate and say, you know what? Maybe we start proactively offering a laptop and see if that incentive alone changes, like, or whatever. Or maybe just give the laptop away from the get-go, like whatever.
A few $100.
It's a fair point, David.
10,000.
Because the upside is so big here for everybody, for the student and the family and for us. There's so much upside. So it's
I think it's safe to say that we're not going to let the laptop keep us from closing.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I can write that down.
there you go. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's a great effort. Anything else from your team?
No, Mr. President, that concludes it.
Okay. Thank you. We can move along to the miscellaneous section of our agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the additions to the 2019-2020 conference and field trip requests. Number 2, ratify the letter of support in favor of the Borough of Carnegie's application for the installation of a rectangular rapid flash beacon near Carnegie Elementary School. And number 3, an increase of 15 cents per meal for all lunches and breakfasts served at the junior senior high school and the elementary schools as submitted by Aramark Educational Services. I have a motion for those 3 items.
I so move.
Moved on a second.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
So just to clarify what number 2 is about? I know what it's about, but
Dr. DePerio, can you clarify the second item on the?
Yes. This was, we were approached by Carnegie about an application for this flash beacon, and this relates to improving traffic signal and traffic lights in and around the school to make it a safer environment. We were asked if we would, they're looking to get some funding to do this. They were asked if the district would support it, and of course, we were happy and eager to support it based on the fact that it would make us hopefully a safer environment for that part of the community.
Good, thank you. And on number 3, I don't know if Aramark is here or not, the 15 cents per meal increase would be applied to any cost for any meals that are not free, I guess is my awkward way of saying that.
And it still makes the district, in your packet, I don't know if you've got an opportunity to look, it still keeps the district lunch program for those youngsters who are paying for their lunch is one of the lowest in the county.
Right. So that's the first increase in like 5 years. That's the first increase in around 5 years.
Really?
Okay. So.
Any other questions?
well, and the money that is paid for lunches doesn't go to the district per se, it stays in the fund for the cafeteria.
Yes.
That is correct. That's a very good point, Mr.
Any other questions? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Under Section 2, Finance, I'll entertain a motion to approve the following 6 items. Number 1, the June 2019 bills in the amount of $681,755.54. Number 2, contract Dr. Diane Kirk to conduct the stakeholder consultation portion of the superintendent search at a stipend of $850. Number 3, the food services report for the month of June 2019 as submitted by Aramark Food Services. Number 4, the June 2019 athletic fund report with an ending balance of $10,508.43. Number 5, the June 2019 activities fund report with an ending balance of $86,428.29. And number 6, the agreement between the district and Keystone Oaks School District for the Project Succeed program at a cost not to exceed $7,500 for the 2019-2020 school year. Do I have a motion for those 6 items?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Under Section 3 Personnel, I'll entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 4 and number 6, and then we'll vote for number 5 separately. So do I have a motion for number 1, the 2019-2020 athletic supplemental list with new and returning coaches? Number 2, the 2019-2020 activity supplemental list with returning sponsors. Number 3, the agreement between the district and Dr. Joseph D'Imperio, whereby Dr. D'Imperio will fill the vacancy of superintendent as acting superintendent of the Carlynton School District for a period not to exceed 1 year, commencing on October 22nd, 2019. Number 4, the request for a leave of absence as submitted by employee number CFT 1920-03. Number 6, the 2019-2020 curriculum supplemental list for the first semester of the 2019-2020 school year. Do I have a motion for those 5 items, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6?
So moved.
Moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I have a question. For the elementary positions, there are 3 blank spaces. What is the reason for that?
What happened is last year, everyone that held a position received a letter of intent asking if they intended to return. Everyone that submitted their letters were the ones that would wish to return. So now that we have open positions, those will be posted.
I see, okay.
Any other questions for those 5 items? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve number 5. Reappoint Jordan Russos to the position of long-term substitute for a 5th grade position at Crafton Elementary for the 2019-2020 school year. Do I have a motion for that item?
So moved.
Moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Abstentions?
I abstain.
And
That's a conflict of interest based on Jordan being your son.
Yes.
You'll fill out a conflict of interest form by
Yes.
the end of the meeting.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
so with 1 abstention, motion carries. Under section 4 policy, I'll entertain a motion to approve 2 items. Number 1, the second and final reading of the following policies per the full PSBA policy review. Policy 822, automated external defibrillator. Policy 824, maintaining professional adult-student boundaries. Policy 828, fraud. Policy 829, electronic signatures. Policy 830, breach of computerized personal information. And number 2, the second and final reading of policy 907, school visitors, and related attachments as presented and reviewed by PSBA. Do I have a motion for those 2 items?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you. Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Opposed, nay? Motion carries. Old business. Any director of any bold old business they would like to bring up?
Old.
All right. Any new business, any director, bold or otherwise, that they would like to bring up? Nothing. Open forum. Friends in the audience, anything you'd like to ask tonight? No? Okay. Board, anything for open forum tonight? No? Marisa, can I count on you for a quick response to my next question?
Second.
Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? So moved. Do I have a second? Mr. All those in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Nay.
We are adjourned. Thank you.